We're going to do a couple examples from 17.1 on how to find the KSP if you're given the concentrations of ions. So if you look at this problem, first thing you always want to do is write down your equation. In this case, we have solid copper sulfate or copper sulfide in equilibrium with the ions, which is copper 2 plus aqueous and sulfide 2 minus aqueous. Second thing you want to do is write your KSP expression. So KSP in this case would be concentration of copper times concentration of sulfide. Question says, what is the value of KSP? So that's what I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find. All I need to do is find the concentration of copper and the concentration of sulfide, multiply them together, and we'll get our answer. Well, if you look in the problem, it says the concentration of the copper is 2.5 times 10 to the negative 18. So I know copper is 2.5 times 10 to the negative 18. Now I just need to find the sulfide concentration. Well, from our balanced equation, we know that every time you have one copper sulfide, you get one copper and one sulfide. So whatever the copper is will be the same concentration for the sulfide. So if copper was 2.5 times 10 to the negative 18, the sulfide must also be 2.5 times 10 to the negative 18. We now have what we need. If we just multiply those two together, we can get our value for KSP. And I believe that is 6.3 times 10 to the negative 36. There are no units for KSP, it's just a number. Let's try one more example. You can do this one, and then after you get it, check. I'm going to start by putting my work down. Just like always, first thing you want to do is write down your balanced equation. In this case, I have tin hydroxide, solid, breaking apart into its ions. Tin 2 plus and hydroxide 1 minus. To balance it, it looks like I need 2 hydroxides, and now we should be good. Second thing is to write down our KSP expression. Well, that would be concentration of SN2 plus times the concentration of OH minus, and that has to be squared. All I need to find my KSP, again, is the concentration of tin and the concentration of the hydroxide. Well, from the problem, it says the concentration of the tin is 9.1 times 10 to the negative 10. Now I just need to figure out the concentration of hydroxide. Well, again, if we look back at our balanced equation, every 1 tin hydroxide will give me 1 tin and 2 hydroxides. So tin hydroxide to tin is a 1-to-1 ratio. Tin to hydroxide is a 1-to-2 ratio. So hydroxide is really just 2 times whatever your tin concentration was. If you take 2 times that 9.1 times 10 to the negative 10th, you get 1.82 times 10 to the negative 9. So I simply use the balanced equation up here to find this concentration when I already knew this guy. Hydroxide has to be twice whatever the tin is. Once I know that, I just plug those numbers into the KSP expression. Tin, we said, was 9.1 times 10 to the negative 10. Hydroxide is 1.82 times 10 to the negative 9. However, the equation says take whatever the hydroxide is and square it. So I just doubled it to find the hydroxide. Once I know it, I have to take that hydroxide and square it. When you multiply your tin times the hydroxide squared, you should end up with a value of 3.0 times 10 to the negative 27. Looks like there's 2 significant digits in the problem, so we want to have 2 in our answer. And that should be how to change concentrations into KSP.